This is page 48 of your lecture packet. It is a reproduction of your performance grading rubric that will be on your textbook website when you load your video and submit it. I then have this rubric on the screen so that I can grade your performance video. It is divided into the different sections. Overall, it's 130 points of the 200 points of this project. You'll see in the first section we have the Orientation to Panel Symposium worth 25 points, and you can see how many points for each of the steps. Just create your speaker notes that includes that information and you'll receive the full value of the points. You then have the delivery of your informative speech, looking for eye contact that's adequate and distributed across your audience, the conversational quality and avoiding the vocal segregates of and. Remember to do that. Simply close your mouth and swallow as you think and cleanly move on to the next thought. Do you have a nice pace? It's not too fast or too slow. And what I mean by extemporaneous is that you're not reading a manuscript to us. Sentences are long and complex. When you speak extemporaneously, you tend to speak in shorter phrases and you're able to breathe more often and swallow and let the audience understand the information. You're talking with them as if in a conversation rather than talking to them and covering the information in such speed and in such intensity that they don't know what you're talking about. So just kind of practice that to be relaxed and comfortable. Are your body actions natural, normal gestures without any nervousness or nervous mannerisms? Try to avoid swaying or pacing. Being still, especially on a video, is recommended. So work at how do you show your visual support, and that way you can be very natural. I also find that if you stand with your feet parallel, you're probably going to end up swaying. If you'll put your one foot slightly in front of the other, it will actually allow you to take full steps when you need to, but to break that swaying habit. Now you'll see there's an attention step. This is part of your informative outline. Have points you get for that, for capturing our attention with one of our methods. The need step, again, you've got your points there for establishing relevancy and stating the preview number. When we get into the satisfaction step, remember you're going to state that initial summary by just listing the names of those discussion points. And that's what I call point 1 label and point 2 label and point 3 label. Then you discuss each of those with good verbal support, and you have to use your visual support at least once in that discussion time. And did you either support it with a chair, with a wall, whatever you're doing, so that it is visible and used appropriately? Then you have kind of that transition into the final summary and stating all the major points again in that same order. Now we move into the closing of the informative speech worth 10 points, and you are going to have a nice developed kind of exit, and you're making a good sense of finality so the audience will know to applaud there at the end of your speech. Then you're moving into the Q&A part of your symposium. Remember that whole section is part of the moderator job and is worth 25 total points. Keep in mind you must ask at least 4 or 5 questions, and you want to repeat or paraphrase each of the questions as you receive them so that you can successfully answer them. You thank the audience for their questions and state kind of an overall finality of this portion of your symposium, and you can see that you get your delivery points for that section for composure while answering questions and having that effective delivery, good eye contact, and a good strong voice. So now you can see where the point values are in this particular project. And that concludes my discussion of page 48.